raw, raw, raw.
It means something that hasn't been changed or cooked, but is still in its natural state. Here's a sample sentence. The chef carefully handled the raw meat to prevent cross-contamination. In this example, raw refers to something that has not been cooked or processed.
Ray, ray, ray.
It's a line or beam of light that comes from something, like the sun. Here is a sample sentence. The sun's warm ray shone through the window, illuminating the room.
Razor, razor, razor.
It's a sharp, thin blade used for cutting or shaving something. Here is a sample sentence. She carefully shaved her legs with a sharp razor, making sure to avoid any nicks or cuts.
React, react, react.
To respond or behave in a certain way to something that happens, often with emotions like surprise, anger, or happiness. Here is a sample sentence. The firework exploded in the sky, causing everyone to react with surprise and delight. In this sentence, react means to respond or have an emotional response to something. In this case, the explosion of the firework.
Reactionary, reactionary, reactionary.
This term refers to someone who wants things to go back to how they were before, often because they don't like changes that have happened recently. They might think old ways are better than new ones. Here is a sample sentence. The politicians' conservative views were criticized by many as reactionary, as they seemed to be resisting progress and clinging to outdated ideas. In this example, reactionary refers to someone who resists change or progress, often in favor of returning to an earlier time or way of doing things.
Readily, readily, readily.
This word means something happens or is done easily, without much trouble or delay. Here is a sample sentence. The fire department was readily available to respond to emergencies in the community. In this example, readily means easily or quickly available. It suggests that the fire department can be summoned and arrive promptly when needed.
Realization, realization, realization.
It's when you understand or see something clearly for the first time, often after thinking about it or experiencing it. Here is a sample sentence. As she looked back on her past mistakes, Sarah had a moment of realization that she needed to make some significant changes in her life. In this example, realization refers to the sudden understanding or awareness that something needs to be done differently.
Realm, realm, realm.
It's a place or area that is separate from others, often with its own rules or characteristics. Here is a sample sentence. The wizard's magic allowed him to enter a mystical realm where mythical creatures roamed free. This sentence uses realm to refer to a specific, imaginary world or domain.
Reap, reap, reap.
It means to get or experience the results of something you've done, often after some time has passed. Here's a sample sentence. After months of hard work in the garden, she was finally able to reap the rewards of her labor and harvest a bountiful crop.
Rear, rear, rear.
It's the back part of something, like an animal or a building. Here's a sample sentence. The car's rear window was cracked in the accident.
Reasonable, reasonable, reasonable.
It means something that makes sense, is fair, and can be expected by most people. Here is a sample sentence. The judge ruled that the company's offer to settle the lawsuit was reasonable, considering the circumstances. In this example, reasonable means fair and justifiable given the situation.
Reassure, reassure, reassure.
To make someone feel calm and confident again, after they were worried or unsure about something. Here is a sample sentence for the word reassure. The doctor's calm and confident explanation helped to reassure me that everything would be okay. In this example, the verb reassure means to make someone feel more confident or at ease about something.
Rebel, rebel, rebel.
Someone who doesn't follow rules or do what others expect them to, often because they think something is unfair or wrong. Here is a sample sentence. After years of feeling stifled by the strict rules, she became a rebel and started speaking out against the injustices in her community.
Rebellion, rebellion, rebellion.
It's when people or groups refuse to follow rules or orders, often because they disagree with them. They might want change or think something is unfair. Here is a sample sentence. The young activists' decision to boycott the government's policies sparked a rebellion among their peers, who felt that their voices were being ignored. This sentence demonstrates how the word rebellion can be used in context to convey a sense of resistance or defiance against authority.
Rebuke, rebuke, rebuke.
This word means to strongly tell someone that they are wrong or have done something bad, often in a firm but not necessarily angry tone. Here is a sample sentence. The coach gave his player a stern rebuke after he was caught cheating on a test. In this example, the coach's words are meant to scold or criticize the player, and the word rebuke conveys a sense of strong disapproval.
Recall, recall, recall.
This word means to remember something that happened before, often because someone wants you to stop doing or using something. Here's a sample sentence. The company issued a recall notice after discovering that a batch of their products contained a faulty component. In this example, recall refers to the act of asking customers to return or take back a product due to a defect or a safety issue.
Recede, recede, recede.
This word means to move or go away from something, often slowly or gradually. Here is a sample sentence. The tide began to recede, exposing more and more beach as it pulled back from the shore. In this example, recede means to move backward or withdraw. In this case, referring to the movement of the water away from the land.
Receipt, receipt, receipt.
It's a document that shows you paid for something or got something from someone. Here is a sample sentence. I handed the cashier my credit card and waited for her to print out the receipt so I could sign it.
Reception, reception, reception.
It's when people gather to welcome or meet someone, often after they've arrived somewhere. Here is a sample sentence. The hotel staff greeted us warmly at the reception desk and helped us check in to our room. In this example, reception refers to the front desk or welcome area where guests are checked in and out.
Receptionist, receptionist, receptionist.
This person is someone who answers phones, greets visitors, and helps people with questions or problems when they arrive at an office or building. Here is a sample sentence. The receptionist at the hotel greeted me warmly and checked me into my room.